Hey John, what's up? My name's Kyle. I watched your challenge to any atheist or unbeliever video, and I'm intrigued. I would like to respond, however, the idea that God will reveal himself to us if we ask. I'm going to read something that I wrote a little while ago to counter. Okay. I read in a book once that when someone offers a prayer to the effect of, "Oh God, please reveal yourself to me," God always answers yes. Consequently, I've made a point of to offer this prayer daily for the past year, and earnestly seeking. Not necessarily because I long to believe it, but because the Judeo-Christian God, should it exist as per the Bible's description, would answer. Yet, for some reason, God consistently chooses to ignore that prayer. I'm a very rationally minded individual, and so if God did in fact craft me and create me and wants a personal relationship with me, then God would know how to reveal itself to me in a way that I would accept and understand. So you can say oh, maybe he had revealed himself to you in a gorgeous sunset or a joyous reunion with an old friend, but that doesn't mean anything theologically. That's just random happenstance. So to demonstrate, if you haven't been to this website yet, I highly recommend it. www.whydoesgodhateamputees.com. Go there and then explain to me why God will always ignore the prayer of an amputee who wants their limb back. We know from the Bible that for Jesus to heal, and to appear in the flesh for that matter, is a trivial feat, perfectly acceptable theologically, and indeed it would be proof not only of Jesus' existence, but of his divinity as well if he performed these miracles today. But we know damn well that no matter how many times we ask Jesus to appear, he will consistently refuse. In the Bible, after he was resurrected, Jesus appeared to hundreds of people, and it did not interfere with their free will or their faith choices, so the argument that it would is moot, frankly. I can tell you that I have an open and earnestly seeking heart in this matter. You probably won't believe me, but I am 100% open to accepting the Judeo-Christian God and Jesus as my savior and all that stuff, if God would see fit to reveal itself to me in a way it knows I would understand. Lo and behold, I'm still kind of atheistic. It's not really so much a question of God's will, you'll see in your time, God will choose. Don't question his judgment. Not so much a question of his will as it is a literary obligation, because if God truly wrote and inspired the Bible, then God knew exactly what was said and exactly what would happen. I mean, clearly God made a point to leave enough ambiguity to leave us struggling for several millennia. Why do you suppose that is? God knew that saying Jesus would grant anything on which two people agree, Matthew chapter 18, verse 19 and 20, that would mean that if you and I both sat down in a room and prayed for Jesus to reveal himself to us, Jesus would appear. I do that daily, and I'm still alone in my room. So, many people think that it's like a non-issue, that God's will is God's will and we are blaspheming to question it. You're welcome to think that, but God help you if you try to enforce it in public policy. God gave us rationality and created reason for a reason. So because there is nothing that God is not, God ought to be able to reveal itself in a way that the rationally minded will acknowledge. Right? So my question to you is this expectation unrealistic? Why? Would you deny that would you deny that which is clearly stated in your holy text in favor of that which you have come to assume over the years of your indoctrination? And I don't know anything about your experience in January 2007. I'm sure it feels incredibly valid to you, and I don't want to discredit that. I would offer, however, that millions around the world experience very similar revelations with completely different gods and completely different ideas. I know people who have had... I actually had a very similar sort of a spiritual experience when I realized that I was more atheistic. So yeah, I don't claim to know anything for certain, but I do smell something distinctly fishy. So I look forward to hearing your response.